Oh my God, you're indeed an addict.
I'm addicted to eating.
I picked up because
It used to take my mind off.
it was convenient, it was there at home all the time.
It's like my total high.
But then I was smoking so much that everything became a pattern.
I'm unhappy.
Unhappiness is an addiction.
I was in the 12th grade and I was 18.
It happened naturally.
It was just like, oh my God, so easy for me to go back to that cigarette. It's there everywhere.
It's the cigarette, but there are so many different emotions that cigarette fulfills.
All I have to do is spend $2 and I have a cigarette in my hand.
You choose it.
And I need it.
The toughest thing for any addict to admit to is that they are indeed an addict. It's tough to recognize the signs of addiction, then to come to terms with the fact that you're an addict, then to find that point where you make a change. Welcome to Women on Top. On the show today, we're going to be talking to very honest women who've come on the show to share all their addictions with us, how far those addictions went, how they snapped out of it, and of course her invaluable advice as always. Dr. Savita Date Menon, clinical psychologist with Apollo Wellness. First off, Gauri joins us, and she's admitted quite openly that she is addicted to chocolates. Gauri, thanks very much for joining us on the show. You know, we're talking about Gauri's chocolate addiction in just a moment, but food as an addiction, explain how that works.
Historically, the cue for food, the cue for eating was hunger. But today, our cue for food is more socially conditioned. So you don't necessarily eat when you feel hungry alone. You eat because it's that time of the day. You eat because you're happy, or you eat because you're sad and you think that you will feel better if you are eating. All of these cues have gotten associated with, with eating itself.
Some women turn to food when they're unhappy, some women turn to food when they're happy. Well, 21-year-old Kanika Singh thinks that food can actually deliver happiness to her. Take a look.
I'm addicted to eating. I like eating food anytime and every time. It's like it does not need to be a reason why should I eat. It should not be a hunger why I want to eat. It should be like I am in mood and the food is inviting me in, and I like the look of it and I have to have it just for the sake of having a taste of it. During my school days, it was like we were under so much of pressure to study and all. So it used to take my mind off, and in the hostel it was like to turn you away from the tension and you were missing home and all. When I used to eat, and I used to think that yes, I am at home only, and whenever there used to be some fights between the friends, then you needed something to stop you from thinking about what went wrong and who was wrong. So we needed to do it. It's like my total high and I need it.
How much chocolate were you eating in a day?
See, the thing was, we had a whole stock at home in the fridge, and cousins would come over and everybody would just pile on chocolates. And it was like, when I'd come back from school, I'd eat one little cube, and then before going to tuitions, I'd have another one. In my bag going to tuitions, I'd carry a bar, and it was almost like having a bar and a half every day.
I'm stretching a point here, but the fact that you got a fridge full of chocolate every day, all the time, makes it that much easier to get addicted.
Usually speaking, if there is a lot of availability, then there is a sort of a familial social acceptance towards that habit, and then the next generation is going to find it that much more difficult to stay away from that habit.
Tell me, what did chocolates do for you? I mean, were there highs and lows associated with the chocolates?
Of course there were. For instance, if I'm very stressed out during exams especially, at that time I had to keep chocolates with me all the time, because in the night especially when you're studying late.
Why